Hello everyone. Welcome to our second lecture. In last lecture we have seen about definitions of power system stability, steady state stability, transient stability, or it is called as small disturbance rotor angle stability and large disturbance rotor angle stability. Now we'll see that state stability. Now we'll see steady state stability concept. In this lecture we'll see about the steady state stability concept. Okay. Now considering the synchronous generator motor system as shown in figure. Here we have generator, EG is the generator, EM is the motor. Xg is the generator reactance, Xm is the motor reactance. Vg is the terminal voltage of generator, Vm is the terminal voltage of the motor. Xe is your line reactance. Okay. If you consider this now, if I want to draw the vector diagram of this, then I will start from output terminals. This is EM, motor voltage, internal voltage of the motor EM. Then IX is the drop and EG is the internal voltage of the generator. So it is EG, it is this is your EG. Now how can we write this equation? EG is equal to EM plus J into IX. Del is angle between EG and EM. This is called as rotor angle. Okay. So this theta is power factor angle. This is EM into, this is angle between EM and I. This del is a rotor angle. This is our main concern. So that's why we are studying it is rotor angle stability, small disturbance rotor angle stability. Okay. Now we'll solve. You understood this? Okay. Now we'll see next slide. This is EG is equal to EM plus JXI. This is X. Now I, how can write I is equal to EG minus EM upon JX, where X is EG, X is XG plus XE plus XM. Addition of all reactances. Here we have considered lossless system. Lossless system means we have considered resistance. We have considered resistance as zero or negligible resistance, negligible line resistances. So R is equal to 0. So we have considered only X. Okay. In this system we have considered only X. There is no R. Okay. So transmission line resistance we have neglected. Now power delivered to the motor by generator is given by power is equal to real part of E into I. Either you can take E as a conjugate or you can take I as a conjugate. Now if I want to take real part of this real power transfer, then I have to take real part of E into I. Okay. I conjugate or E conjugate. Now I will ask a question in our live WebEx lecture why we are taking the conjugate. This you have to answer. Okay. Now we'll switch over to our next equation. Real part of, now this EG is EG at an angle of del. Now again considering the synchronous generator motor system or two machine system, this is EG at an angle of del, this is EM at an angle of 0. Del is angle between EG and EM. This EM is this is motor voltages, so it is EM at an angle of 0. The difference between two internal voltages is del. Okay. So this is EG at an angle of del. Now I, how can you write I? Okay, if you take the vector I, then EG at an angle of del, EM at an angle of 0, then X at an angle of 90 degrees. Now I conjugate means we have to add this minus. So EG at an angle of minus del minus EM at an angle of 0 divided by X at an angle of minus 90 degrees. Okay. Now you can multiply this. If you multiply this with this, then it will be Eg square minus del plus del 0. Then minus 90 will be on upper side on numerator. So it will be Eg square by x into 90 degree. Now real part means we have to take cos term. So it will be cos of 90. Now if you multiply this with the second term, it is Eg into Em. Eg into Em, and this will be del plus 90 degree. Okay, now cos of real part means we have to take cos term. So cos of del plus 90 degree. Again this you have to answer why we are taking only in a real part, we are taking cos term. Why? This you have to answer in the live WebEx lecture. Okay, so the next equation will be Eg square upon x into cos of 90 degree minus Eg into Em by x into cos of 90 plus del. Cos 90 will be 0, so this term will be 0. Now this will be your minus sin del, so it will be Eg into Em by x into sin del. So what final equation, after solving this two machine system, you will get final equation of steady state stability limit as P is equal to Eg into Em by x into sine of del. If you start from del is equal to 0, it will be 0. Now if you take del is equal to 90 degree, this will be Eg into Em by x. It will be maximum. P will be maximum when del is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so it will be 1. So that means from 0 it is increasing, and at 90 degree it is maximum, then it is decreasing. So P max can be written as Eg into Em by x because sin 90 is 1. Okay, the graph P versus del is called as power angle curve and is shown in figure 2. At 0 it is 0, at 90 degree it is maximum. Okay, it is P is equal to Eg into Em by x into sine of del. Okay, sine 0 is 0 and sine 90, here it is getting maximum. Okay, the system will be stable so long if you take the slope of this dp by d del, then it is positive in this region from 0 to 90 degrees. In this region the system is stable as del is increasing, p is increasing. After this 90 degree, you can see if del is increasing but p is not increasing, so it is decreasing. So this is our unstable region. After 90 it is unstable region, 0 to 90 is our stable region. So this slope is increasing, means slope is positive. Till that the system is stable. Here slope is negative, or slope is negative, so system is unstable. From 0, del is equal to 0 to del is equal to pi by 2, the system will be stable. At del equal to pi by 2, as del equal to pi by 2, steady state stability limit will be reached. In last lecture, we have seen what is steady state stability limit. Is the maximum power transfer, or it is the maximum power at the receiving end. Okay, that is called as steady state stability limits, triple SL. Already we have seen the definition of steady state stability limit. Okay, it is the maximum power transfer. Okay, or it is the maximum power received at the receiving end. So this is our limit. And in last lecture also we have seen that steady state stability limit is the ceiling of the system. Transient stability limit cannot be operated beyond the steady state stability limit. So beyond this P max we cannot operate the system. This is the limit. Now this P max is dependent on Eg Em into x. As you know, P max is Eg into Em by x. So how can we increase the steady state stability limit? P max means it is steady state stability limit. How can we improve this steady state stability limit? Considering this equation, either you have to increase this Eg or you have to reduce this x. X means xg plus xm plus xc. So If you reduce the transfer reactance, then definitely steady state stability limit will increase. That means maximum power you can transfer. So methods of improving steady state stability limit: use higher excitation voltages, thereby increasing the voltage, increasing the EG voltage or value of EG, or reduce and reducing the reactance between the generator and motor. The reactance X is Xg plus Xm plus Xe is called a transfer reactance between the two machine, and this has to be brought down to the possible extent so that we can get maximum power transfer or maximum steady state stability limit. Okay, now the next concept is synchronizing power coefficient. We know P is equal to Eg into Em by X into sine of del. If you take the derivative of this dP by d del Eg into Em by X into cos of del. This dP by d del is called as synchronizing power coefficient, SPC, synchronizing power coefficient or stiffness. As we have seen, for stable operation dP by d del, the synchronizing power coefficient must be positive. This is the criteria for steady state stability limit. Or this is the criteria for steady state stability or small disturbance rotor angle stability. The synchronizing power coefficient must be positive if we are considering number of, now here we have considered only two machine system. Now that means that SPC of synchronizing power coefficient of that one generator must be positive. If there are number of machine, because nowadays we are having interconnected system, if there are number of machines, so the SPC or synchronizing power coefficient will check, and if that is positive, the system is stable. Okay, thank you. In next lecture we will see about the dynamics of the machine.